Congratulations on interacting with your very first APIs and getting data from them. You're on the home stretch now. As a final deep dive, you're going to stream data from the Twitter API. You'll learn how to filter incoming tweets for keywords. You'll learn about the principles of API authentication and OAuth. You'll also learn the basics of the package Tweepy, which many people in Python land use to interact with a Twitter API. One of the first major differences between the Twitter API and all of the APIs you've seen so far is that you are able to access all the others anonymously, and Twitter requires that you have an account. In order to gain access to the Twitter API, one needs to create a Twitter account if you don't already have one, log into Twitter apps and click Create a new app. You'll need to agree to a variety of terms and conditions here. Then go to your Keys and Access Tokens tab and copy your API key, your API secret, your access token, and your access token secret. These are the authentication credentials that will allow you to access the Twitter API from Python. In the following interactive exercises, we won't require that you create your own Twitter account and app. We'll do a mock run-through of how you would stream data and analyze it as if you'd done so. It is now important to mention that Twitter has a number of APIs. Firstly, they have a REST API. We won't go into the gory details of REST APIs here, but I'll say two things. One, REST is short for Representational State Transfer. Two, Twitter's REST API allows the user to read and write Twitter data. In order to monitor or process tweets in real time, that is, to stream Twitter data, however, we'll want to use Twitter's streaming API. In particular, we'll use the public stream, which Twitter's API documentation defines as streams of the public data flowing through Twitter. The public stream itself contains a number of options. As we want to read and process tweets, we'll want to use the Get Statuses Sample API, which returns a small random sample of all public streams. If you wanted to access absolutely all public statuses, you would need to use Twitter's Firehose API, which is not publicly available and would most likely cost you a pretty penny. One last point to note before we begin streaming tweets. Tweets are returned to us as JSONs, and they contain numerous possible fields. Check out the Twitter tweet field guide here. You can get tweet text, user, language, time of tweet, among many other fields. Let's now see how to access and stream data from the Twitter API. For first-time Python tweet streamers, I usually recommend the package Tweepy, which has a nice balance of usability and capability. Let's now use it to stream some tweets. First off, it has an OAuth handler, which takes care of all that nasty stuff for you. All you need to do is pass the API key and secret to the handler, and then to pass the access credentials using the setAccessToken method. After this, you'll need to define your Twitter Stream Listener class. I wouldn't necessarily expect you to be able to do this yourself, so I'm going to do that for you both here and in the interactive exercises that follow. Here I define a tweet listener that creates a file called tweets.txt, collects streaming tweets, and writes them to the file tweets.txt. Once 100 tweets have been streamed, the listener closes the file and stops listening. Now that we have written our Twitter Stream Listener class, all you need to do is create an instance of it and authenticate it. You can then stream tweets that contain keywords of choice by applying the filter method to the object stream. In the following exercises, you'll practice writing Python code to stream tweets, and then you'll do some basic analysis of these tweets to see how often particular keywords are mentioned. Happy streaming!